Before we learn anything flashy, we have to start by relearning how to walk. If you remember our at attention stance from last lesson, we were going to assume that our toes are going to remain the same throughout all of this, with your main foot pointing forward and your other one pointing to the side. In this position, keep your main foot, in this case my right foot, but if you're left-handed, it will be your left foot. Drop your foot back to about shoulder length. Keep your back straight and your head up through all of this. You want to try and maintain a center of balance. From this, and this may be painful if this is your first time, but you're going to bend your knees. My heels are in a line, and my toes are pointed properly, and my knees are bent. Your knees may feel like they're on fire at first, but the more you bend your knees at the start, the quicker your legs are going to become used to it and get stronger. Leg strength is very important in fencing. Optionally, and most fencers will end up with this anyway, you can take your back foot, in this case my left, and turn it inside or towards your front foot a little bit. This can ease some of the pressure off. Just don't turn it too much. Now that we've learned the guard position, we can learn how to go forward and back. To go forward, you're going to start with your front foot. And you can remember this. You're going to start with heel toe. You're going to take the heel of your main foot, in this case my right, and put it about where your toe is. Your step should be about the size of your foot. Heel, toe, and then your back foot is going to follow, and you'll toe, heel. This is called an advance. You've learned your first fencing action. Backwards is going to be the same thing, except you'll start with your back foot. It's going to be toe, heel. You'll want to make it about the size of your foot still. This can be a little more difficult on the retreat. And then heel, toe. With every lesson, I'm going to give you a few common mistakes that are made so that it is easier for you to practice, to watch for these things and practice at home. I'll show you from a side angle here. Advance, retreat. Advance, retreat. Now, a few things that can go wrong here are your feet can end up coming closer together, like this. A good way to avoid this is to check your stance every once in a while. Make sure it's about shoulder width, maybe a little bigger if you want it to be. Hardly ever will you want it smaller. So make sure your feet, you do a few advances and retreats. You check your feet, are they the same? Mine are. Excellent. The next thing you'll want to watch for is the pointing of your toes. Another common mistake that's made at first is going to be your toes wanting to curl in different directions. Make sure your front foot stays straight where you're going, and your back foot is going to be straight in this direction, or possibly just curved inward a little bit. In other words, you don't want it looking like this. So, much like the previous problem of your feet coming closer together, you're going to want to check your stance. So we'll do some advances and retreats. And then look down. My feet are pointed perfectly. Good. The third problem that's going to be pretty common, actually this is the most common, is going to be not bending your knees. It's going to hurt at first. But the more you power through it, the quicker your legs are going to become strong, and the quicker this will feel second nature to you. So keep your knees bent. It's easier during the motions. Excellent. I'll see you in the next lesson, where I teach you how to lunge.